What is going on, guys, and welcome here to a new series that I am starting called Invest or Avoid, where we take a look at cards that are released on Friday, and I'll break them down a little bit, card by card, and basically give my projections if you should invest in them or you should just straight up avoid. So we'll look at the new 94 flashback cards here, from the Linden to the Kyrie, the master set items, because I did not get that last week, and then the silver icon upgrades. Cards like that is what I'm going to be looking at. And as you notice, there is no phase cam because I want to basically focus just on the stats and I guess you could say the gameplay, but that is going to be the main focus of this series, is to look at these cards, determine if they're worth coughing up the coins for, and or if you should just sell and try to make quick cash in a way. So let's get right into it. So first up is the 84 Ben Bishop with 1 to Swarm and 2 to Spark, and I feel like this is going to be a very sought after card simply because it's Ben Bishop. You get that 6'7" range. He only has 80 aggression. His glove high and stick high are a bit low, but I feel like you would be able to get away with them because Ben Bishop cards are just so good no matter what overall it seems. And getting +1 to Swarm and 2 to Spark, I don't think many goalies have that for synergies. So let's take a look at his price. But as of right now, I'm definitely saying, if he gets down to 50K, maybe even 60, I would go for it to have as your starting goalie. But if you're going to get him as a backup, it's an avoid. But if you need a starting goalie and you want one that will help you out for a while, this is definitely one to look into for sure. Next up is the Nielsen Emerson. 1 to Balance, 2 to Howitzer. You get both of them activated. It's sort of usable, but even for free to play, I feel like this is a big avoid because he's not a fast winner. 81 acceleration, 84 speed. You get distributors up to 87, but I feel like if you have distributor activated, you're not going to be going after this card. I think he's just a bit too slow, and there's definitely a lot of cards that have Howitzer, so it's very easy to activate, so I would say this is an avoid. Next, we have the 86 Jordan Kyrie with 1 to Spark and 2 to Light the Lamp. So this is a very fast card. You get him on your 4th line with Spark and Distributor activated. You got 90 acceleration, 89 speed, and that's very viable for a winger. The thing is, 195 pounds. I mean, you get Spark activated. His body checking and strength gets a little bit better, but I feel like he's just gonna get knocked off the puck really easily. He has a very good wrist shot. Slap shot ain't that bad either. If you're definitely looking for a 4th line right wing, I mean, I would say go with the Besser because you can make that at your own rate. But I mean, 35K, if it gets down to 30, maybe even 25, I'd say go for it maybe. So if it gets below 30K, I would say invest. Here we have the 86 overall Russ Courtnall, I believe that's how you pronounce it, with 1 to Swarm and 2 to Wingman. So you get Distributor activated on him. He gets 87 speed, 87 acceleration. Spark gets his acceleration up to 90. This is a good pair of synergies, and he seems to be a good defensive card, but the problem is he's 5'11", 174. So yes, he does have that 88 body checking, but how effective is it going to be? I think just because of the synergies, he's going to be way overvalued. So 48K, I mean, I do like the synergies, but his build, he's built like a center, but he can't take face-offs because his speed isn't good enough. So I would say this is an avoid. Now we have the 87 Jake Mccabe, 6'1", 204, good sturdy defenseman. Comes with 1 to Balance and 2 to Gladiator. Gladiator is slowly becoming easier to activate, so this could be a good defenseman for your 3rd line defensive pair. He is a little slow. I don't think anybody really cares to activate Balanced. I'm really never going to, if I'm being entirely honest, because other than endurance, it doesn't really provide much. I mean, yeah, I have wrist shot accuracy, but it's just there's easier ways to activate that. But 2 to Gladiator, this is a very good card, I'd say. He's 6'1", 204. He's going to be able to knock people off the puck because he's a sturdier guy. With Spark and Distributor, you would get 89 acceleration, 88 speed. So this card could serve you well. I feel like because of his synergies, he may not be entirely a lot. I mean, 45K, if you're a free-to-play guy, this is definitely a card you'd want to look at. And make sure, and if he can drop 230K, I think this would be a good investment. Now we move on to the 88 Jacob Trueva, 6'3", 209 pounds, comes with Barrage and Workhorse. So Workhorse kind of saves this card. Barrage, I know, is a synergy that's slowly becoming a bit more popular because everybody's managing to get the first three in Spark, Distributor, and Swarm. But I mean, you do get that slap shot power up to 95, but 86 accuracy is kind of meh. Workhorse definitely does save this guy because you get +4, you get 91 acceleration and then 87 speed. So a good right-handed defenseman, but there's already so many, and I bet you because of the synergies he has and his overall, yeah, I would say this is an avoid. Honestly, he is just way too expensive right now. Moving on now to the 88 Bow Horvat with 1 to Heart and Soul and 2 to Thief. It's a very good defensive card. I'm really loving the defensive checking stats. I mean, 88 faceoffs. You get Thief activated up to 93, which is nice. But the main problem is the skating, and it's just way too slow. With Spark and Distributor, you get 88 acceleration, 87 speed. I just don't think it's enough. Like, yes, you can have slower centers, but I feel like because of Thief, he's going to have a lot more value than maybe he should. So taking a look, I mean, 60K, I mean, it's just not going to be a card that I feel like will last long on your team. Yeah, I think this is an avoid. Now we have the 89 Kevin Lowe here, 6'2", 201, 1 to Heart and Soul and 2 to Howitzer. Howitzer makes it a bit better. You get, with Spark and Distributor, you get 88 acceleration, 90 speed. So if you can get those two synergies on him, he's actually a pretty good card. I mean, look at the shooting is actually very good. I mean, defensive awareness 97. He's gonna be able to get a lot of poke checks and stuff. Body checking almost in the lower 90s. So yeah, I think I'd be entitled. So like, yeah, Heart and Soul kind of sucks. It's not a very sought after team synergy. But this is a good left-handed defenseman that people are looking for. 185K for this card. I might even pick him up myself. Because, yeah, so if this card's below 100K, even below 90, I think you should go after it. Next up, we have the 89 Steve Larmer. 1 to Barrage, 2 to Speedster. Yeah, even if you get Spark, 87 acceleration, I feel like it's a good card, like great shooting, but the speed, yeah, I don't know. It's just, it wouldn't be very easy for people to fit it on his team. Like, you need to get Speedster, Distributor, and Spark activated for this card to be somewhat usable. And as a winger with 88 acceleration and then 91 speed with Distributor and Speedster, I don't know if it's necessarily enough. Let's see what he's going for on PS4. Yeah, no, this is a hard avoid. Hard avoid. He's got to be below 70K in my opinion. Now, getting into the 90s, we have the 90 overall Trevor Linden with Distributor and Speedster. So, he's a good center build, 6'4", 220. He may be just a slight bit sluggish, but it's just not a card I think is worth it in the long run. Like, 87 faceoffs isn't bad, and having 90 speed with Distributor and Speedster activated, you'll get 87 acceleration. Like, it's not bad, but it's like, is it worth it to go out there and potentially spend 150K at the minimal when he starts to drop? I'm honestly going to say no, it is not worth it, simply because his faceoffs if his faceoffs were in the 90s, he would be a perfect fourth line center. He could be on your team for a while, but I feel he's also just a bit too slow. So I'm going to say avoid. So next up here, we have the 91 Yari Curry, and I don't recall seeing this card last Friday or in the middle of the week. So I guess it's maybe new today, but he comes with 2 to Barrage and 2 to Howitzer. So I think he's the only like not base card, but not non-master set to have 2 points on both synergies. So, I mean, I just Barrage is so annoying, but his slap shot power and accuracy is up to 99, 94 on both for wrist shot accuracy and power. So his shooting's gonna be insane. 88 acceleration. You get Spark activated. That's up to 92. Speed with Howitzer's 91. Add 3 more due to Distributor. He's up to 96. This is a good card because he also has pretty good defensive stats as well. He's going to be expensive, I know. But if you are not on the market. If you are HUD rich and looking for that fourth line center, that fourth line winger, he can even play at center if you need him to with 87. He could play on the wing or center if you needed him. But if you can afford a card like this, I would go after it. And lastly, we have the big boy, the 92 Jonathan Toews with 1 to distributor and 2 to workhorse. 6'2", 201 pounds. This card is insane. So you get Spark. He is up to 96 acceleration, 92 speed with distributor activated. A very fast card. He has 98 face-offs. This could be your third or fourth line center for the rest of the game. But with that being said, I do not think you should go out there and buy him right away. But I know his price. Yeah, oh man, 650K. It's an expensive card. If you're HUD rich and looking for that fourth line center, I would say wait till this gets below 500K maybe, just because you're spending a lot of coins on one card. So yeah, that's basically all of the new cards that were released today on Friday in the 94 Flashback event. So tell me, guys, what do you think of this type of video style? Is it good? Would you like more in-depth looks at the cards? Just any suggestions are helpful, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.